Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Abdullah Fakir, and right now I will explain about my question and answer about the lesson assessment. Before and then we're going to the topic and the question. For the number question, this is about uh, lesson touching and very had a relationship with going on with uh, with each other. The question is explain relationship about them. I think we are connected with the 3 points: lesson, evaluate, and yes, evaluate, and the trying, and then why this a very relationship each other, because when we become a teacher, we should to be give a lesson to the student, and we have when we have gave them the lesson, and then we judge them, because when we judge them, we know it, who know about them, who know about that. No, I mean, who know about the lesson. I think the student has understand or not about the student, about the lesson, who we gave it, and then when they understand it, and then we did try to do, and when we trying to them give us some like examination, some like testing, and then that make the student, it's a very good thing, and then when they know about the three these things, they will be good student. I think that for the number for the first question, and then we're going to the second question. The second question is about the communicative. It's look like integrative. I think, and this exactly have some different, and then explain the different between approaching communicative and integrative. Integrative, it means become one how aspect and one process. I think integrative and communicative is not I mean like this not different. It just some little different between these two things. I think when we talk about approaching communicative, and we going to the student, and then we talk each other, and when we talk each other, we know it, what the student need, what the student needed, what the student wanted, what the student think it. That is when we use communicative, and we know what the student needed, and when we know about what student needed, we can give what they need, and when we give what they need, I think that is good for the student. And then when the iterative is not just like make the some aspect become one to process, and then when I think the process is make it become one, is I think it's good, that's good, one good thing, because that is make some like make a process to the student. They will know it, they will understand it, because that the approaching integrative. I think that is communicative and integrative. It's not really different, it's just little things different about these two things. And then we're going to the third, that is the explain about this test and give the example. We're going to point A. A is subjective test. According to 2028, subjective test is one of the texting tests, and then the item the question is that is a problem. There is a problem. You should the answer from the student with the word and reflection with the skills to things student. I think this task this test, that is subjective test, is one good enough for the student, because when they do these things, they will know, they will some like they think is make what they thought is become is open it. When they open it, they really wanted what they didn't know yet, and then they will going to searching to find what they don't need it, and then when they get what they needed, they will very amazing, I think. And then that is the student should be such research or found the answer. They should going to the found the answer, and then when they should going to the going to find the answer, they will not what is test it is what is in the test. They understand it first, and then they answer that test for with the searching that the answer. I think that is one good things to this test for the student. We are going to point B, objective test. Objective test is test have some model, true or false, with some short answer. This is for the perspective how they check it. That is how in the check it with the test to do some objective. I think this objective test is one of good things to one of good things too for the student, because when the teacher use this test, I think the teacher have the good perspective to the for the answer. I think when the student know what is when the student make a have a write the answer in the tag in the test, I think the teacher have the answer for their perspective. I think that is good enough too, but this is the good testing, I think. We're going to the point C. Point C is formative test. According to sociological, formative test is a result test, learning for knowledge what is how success when the learn teaching with the when the teacher teaching for the success and learning. Now for the feedback from try to listen for the teacher. The goals is become fundamental for fixed productivity learning, teaching learning. Some like the test who do it when in the fundamental competency number 10. I think that is formative test. It's good enough too, because the teacher should be to have some feedback from the student, and then this is make a teacher will think more for the student for the answer. And then when the about this learning and teaching, that is make us some successful for the teacher. I think the teacher should be to like asking to the student, what about this lesson, are you understand it? And then or the teacher can do some like what about this lesson, kids, are you understand it? Who this who in this room not yet understand it? And then when the teacher now that the answer or some student raise hand, and then they asking, and that is the feedback from the student to the teacher. I think that's the formative test is good enough to for the student and for the teacher. And we're going to the point D, yes, that is summative test. Summative test is some like of judging for the in the last semester before after the students finish the program learning program from the some like some like some lesson or the one period. I think summative test is it's when it's in Indonesia is this is like usually like every school in Indonesia do this summative test, because summative test is it's like make one when it's like when we gave the lesson in one semester, that is one period, and then in the last period we give to student some test. I think when the student when we give the student some test in one period, that is like some like the value from the student the teacher give the student in the last semester. I think that is normal in Indonesia. And then I think this is yes some like good test too for except 3 tests before this. I think that's good too. We're going to number 4. Number 4 is washback. Washback is one of 5 things in judging language. That is can be positive or that can be negative things. Let's explain washback positive and negative. Washback is some like things happen after we're going to test maybe listen or process learning process. Washbacks can be positive and negative. It can be what the quality test. We can see from the quality of the test, and when the quality of test is good, I think washback is good too. I think washback is we're going to the positive things, because in the washback there is 4 things that is a goal for learning, the test, and the student autonomy for the judging, and then feedback for to give to the student. And then when then in the lesson can finish these 4 things, I think this is the washback is well going to the positive. But when one of the 4 things is not good, is not finished, I think just finished 3, I think that is maybe can good or maybe that can be negative or positive. We don't know that. And then because the judging in, from each other, from the other people, it's different. And then we're going to number 5. Number 5 is for the test, multiple choice. Administrator test should be given some option in the outside from the answer for the right answer. Number point A. Explain it. Multiple choice structure. I think maybe it's like usually in Indonesia, A, B, C, D, and then maybe the administrator can give us some the right answer, two right answer, maybe like something like this. A is true, B is true, C and D is false. Is false. I think when the administrator gives some this like the answer, the student can be some like option. If they choose D, and then they will be going they going to false, and they will going to false, and then the value from the student when the last examination, they will be the good, they will be the not good value for the test. That is can make the school it's not good for everyone. Oh, that school is not good because the test is not really good. The student, the test, the value student is not good. That is can make people give us some charge to the school. I think the school should be thinking about this answer. And then the point is explain how the benefits multiple choice for administrator. I think before I explain this, I have to explain that for the benefit or some like benefit for like limitation for the test. I think this is for the test is not. I think this good. I mean this good for the test. The benefit is the school can be good, the student can be good, and then the teacher can be good too. Because for this test, I think this test is very impact for anything in school. I think that is. We're going to number 6. Number 6 is CFR. That is Common European Framework or Reference. This is some like charging in Europe, but I think this in this time in this period it's not in Europe, but it's all of the world use this CFR. I think CFR is some like one of the things who make curate or paying how the student how long student to far to how they succeed for this CFR test. I think CFR test is good not for the European people but all of the world can CFR this can make this not I mean not test, this is like some like how some like the problem of the teaching and the judging language. I think this is good. CFR is good for everyone because when we use this CFR, we know what is something good enough, something in I mean like something like not enough for us. Maybe when we use this CFR, we know it. What is something not enough for us? And then when we know it, we can learn it, and we can learn it, we understand it. I think that is for the number 6. We're going to number 7. Yes, that is a charging. Authentic charging is the some process evaluation who can involve anyone else, and then involve every aspect the work to the class for the learning student. This explains what the benefit for this authentic judging more than judging authentic than uh, conservative judging. I think when the school or the student use this judging, I think this is the good enough too, because when we use the authentic judging, we're going to so fast, we're going to in the future, because when we use the conservative test, that is some like not some like a lot of time was we wasting a lot of time, and I think that's not effective for this time, for this period. I think this authentic judging is very very some like should be to do, because that is I think authentic test is more good than conservative test, because conservative judging, because for the time, for the anything aspect, for the aspect anything in this test, I think the authentic test is more than the conservative test. I think that's all for me. Sorry when I'm say not good enough, not just some bad things toward because I just learned, because I think that's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.